Got it. Hit the right button.
Shit. Nothing like cussing right before you start the show. But anyway, you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. You've reached another exciting episode of This Is the Future.
Unfortunately.
You bet your vibrating mouth. How you doing there, Pillage? What are you drinking? Is that water out of a glass Coke bottle?
Kind of. It's Topo Chico.
This fucking guy's always got some weird shit.
It's good. It's mineral water. It's good for you.
You remind me, you seem like the guy that when they came out with beef jerky in a can, like a snuff can, I felt like you had that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to put my lip. Got a beef dip, baby.
Don't spit that out. That's the good stuff.
I'm giving my lip a heart attack. Fucking beef lip.
My lip has high cholesterol.
Beef lip. That's gonna be a Captain Beefheart cover band. You want to start it?
Beef lip?
Yeah. Captain Beefheart cover band. Beef lip.
Yes. Hey, what's up, Lower Scranton, Pennsylvania? We're Beef Lip.
We all have to chew a shredded beef.
Bring out your favorite dip jerky, and we're gonna party.
Oh, that's so gross. Imagine, I mean, people that
now with more sauce.
Yeah. Oh, God. People that chew that already spit into a cup, that's already gross, you know?
Oh my God.
But like, just imagine a cup full of beef spit. That's disgusting. Ugh, foul.
Ew, it's gross. All right, we already started out. That's good. That wasn't even a dick joke. That's just normal fucking humor. We're elevated right now.
Yeah, we're elevated right now.
We're taking it up a notch.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Watch out, Jay Leno. We're coming for your seat. We got some raw shit here.
You ever think about how how people decided to eat certain things, you know what I mean? Like how that became, like, who saw a mushroom growing out of the ground and was like, I'm gonna eat that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure the answer is a very hungry person, but at the same time, how many of those hungry people had to die until we had to figure out what mushroom was the right mushroom to eat, you know what I mean?
So many people. There had to be a point in history that wasn't written yet because maybe they didn't have pen and pencil, but people were dying from trying out foods. It's definitely. I wonder if eventually it came down to where people were knowingly like trying shit out and people were dying. So that's when they invented the game, not it. Like, like, what is that? Like, oh, it's a four-legged pink thing. We're gonna try and kill it and eat it. Like, not it.
Cletus died the other day.
That's when leftovers were invented, you know, like the person who didn't want to die from eating food was like, I'll tell you what, you guys go first. And if there's anything left over and you're still alive, I'll have those. Like, leftovers, all right, you can have the leftovers.
Right.
But if you die, it wasn't a meal to begin with. I didn't fucking eat it.
Do you know how things are like genetic and shit, you know? Like things are passed down to you or whatever,
like acid reflux.
Yeah, that kind of, like, you know how people don't like to eat certain things.
Yes.
Like Callie hates mushrooms. Like, do you think one of her way distant ancestors was one of the first people to eat mushrooms and die from it, and that's why she doesn't like mushrooms?
So one of her ancestors was like, you know, someone next to her ancestor was like, not it. I'm like, fuck it, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. Yeah. And now 100 years, however many years later, she has a foul taste for mushrooms.
Right. Anyone in her bloodline can feel that death, that incident.
I can feel that death. I could feel that death.
Well, okay. Well, since we're talking about it, what's your like, not to be your number one, but I mean, top not going to eat it food? And you're adventurous, so I'm curious.
I don't like green bell peppers, but I like red.
It's a fucking odd thing to not like. It's just water.
I like red bell peppers. I like yellow and orange bell peppers. I hate green bell peppers. I think they taste unripe. Like they taste like they taste they're not done yet. Like they taste like they need to grow a little bit longer to me. Like you ever like, I don't know, bit into any kind of fruit or vegetable and it's like, that's not done yet. It's a little hard.
Oh no, I know it. I know what you mean, but I was thinking to myself, how many people share the same opinion who aren't
I've met
in
people.
but aren't in the food industry, other than food, because you have to be a fucking foodie and a half or do what you do to be able to say that. I don't even know the difference in taste between a red. I don't really notice. I'm like, green, yellow, red, let's fucking eat this shit and go. Like, I don't notice. I eat a lot of green bell pepper, actually. It just tastes kind of like water to me. It makes my mouth moist. Like a mix of toothpaste and water. That's how I say a fucking bell pepper tastes like. But that's just crazy. Like, to me, like, that's such a gentle thing to be like, you know what I hate? I mean, like, I'll eat rattlesnake, but I ain't fucking touching green bell pepper. No way. Fuck that.
I've eaten snake, not rattlesnake, but I've eaten snake.
That's why I fucking know you well. I've been nailed it. I knew it. Now me, I'll say this before I say this. Well, no, I hate lima beans. Not gonna fucking happen. But to that point, I laugh my ass off internally whenever I think of lima beans because they've never been on my plate since I was an adult. Fucking never. But I laugh because my mom was like, "You're gonna like this stuff when you get older. You're definitely gonna like it," because I hated peas. And oh, how I love peas. Bullshit. I don't like peas, still don't like them. Didn't like lima beans, still don't like them. Don't like myself. Well, I like myself. But still, I mean, most stuff, and that didn't change. That was a joke. But yeah.
That's, what are the things you don't like? I know there's a few of them.
Those, I mean, really, okay, easy. Then it comes down to texture. I don't like mushrooms because they remind me of brains. Like I always like looked at brains and never wanted to try brains. But to me, mushrooms, like they have that, and they taste like shit. Like the chewy, it's definitely under what's under the skull. I'm fucking convinced of it. That those are little brains popping up out. That's like Earth's little brains. Boop, 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 boop. And
you know,
nope, I won't eat that.
They look like dicks, so you know.
If that's what dick tastes like, I guess that's why I ain't sucking that either. I just no, I'm not into tips, man. I'm not a tip fan.
It's a fun guy, you know. Fucking.
Hey, take your word for it, there, cock smoker.
Oh.
Have a big one before the show, did you?
Hey man, I gotta prepare.
All right, this is a fun topic though. Let's keep going. Please, your feedback. Another texture that I don't dig would be like clams, snails, that like slimy stuff. Now, have you eaten and enjoyed these things?
All of them, yeah.
Fucking A. So like when you have
the only thing I don't like correction, I like it. I just had a bad experience from oysters. Oysters. I got really sick from oysters on my 21st birthday. I had got really sick. I had 104 temperature. Pretty sure I was close to dying. I was hallucinating that the person I was dating at the same time, I was hallucinating at the time. I was hallucinating that she was a doctor telling me I was gonna die, and I was on my back, like grabbing her shoulders. I was like, no, not yet. I don't want to die yet. And then, so I had like really high temperature, was really, really sick. Like I had to leave work that day because I was on the line cooking. I was cooking scallops on the line, and those scallops are, you know,
yeah,
they're sea bugs too, just like oysters, you know. And so oysters, it's really green bell peppers and oysters, clams, mussels, scallops, anything like that, snails, I'm down.
So if you just suck it down and it looks like a big fucking booger, I might add.
Yeah.
Is there a flavor? What's the deal? Why do it? What's the payoff?
Oh, just because people like the salty flavor. They like
it is a flavor that some people are into. Okay, I don't know, because it seems like there's and it's gone. It's not like people swish it around their mouth, slap each other in the face, and then take, you know,
Well,
and
I
write a
know some
review
people.
about it.
I know some people that take a bite and like and throw it back. People, saute, fry oysters. There's oysters in different kinds of stews and soups and stuff like that.
But oysters aren't there certain types of that food that can fuck you up? Like oysters can fuck you up.
Oh well, yeah, that's
certain fish, like, right?
Anything, any kind of sea bug. When I say sea bug, I mean oysters, mussels, clams, scallops, anything that's in a shell like that. Definitely needs to be closely watched. Like if you're trying to cook clams or oysters and they start to open, that means don't eat them, throw them away.
Ooh.
You only want to eat a clam or oyster or scallop or anything like that is closed, because that means when you don't want to eat it when it's dead. You only want to start to eat it when it's alive, because then you'll get really sick. And that's probably what happened to me. Is I was eating oysters at a fish house in Bend, Oregon, where you probably fucking.
What was the name of that? Is it still there? You'll have to say it. Is it still there?
I don't know. I'll say it. I don't get what are they gonna do? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes
like,
sometimes you protect your people. I don't know.
oh, it's definitely not my people at all.
All right.
McGrath's Fish House.
Yes, that's the same place that got E. coli and all this other shit, right? Yeah, they're yeah. Are they still?
No.
No, they're not there. All right, I was gonna say.
I'm not in Bend, at least. I don't know. Not that I know of, but yeah,
That's funny.
So I don't eat that shit because it can fuck you up. By the way, where all this came from, me bringing this up, was the beef dip that we were talking about. I started to think about, I was like, who was the hillbilly in the slaughterhouse that was like, look at all this dust, look at all this beef dust, I chew, it looks like that, let's put together, goddamn, some little fat hillbilly putting their lip. Beef lip.
Oh my god. So like you're saying the first beef dip had splinters in it, and like that used to like cut the gum and then get the beef into the lip and give you the buzz, right?
Yeah.
Just like that's how it works with nicotine. Apparently, that the snuff cuts your lips up a little bit, and you get the nicotine in there. And I don't know.
I've used a slicer many times in my life, slicing meats or cheeses, and when you're using a slicer, little dust, especially when you do sliced cheese, accumulates on the bottom of the slicer, and you'll have to clean up a bunch of like cheddar dust. You'll have a big handful cheddar dust. And so I'm thinking like, who's the hillbilly working the slicer?
Alex,
the beef jerky. So they're like, I got a bunch of beef jerky dust, because that's what it is. It's just jerky dust. So sometimes when I'm cleaning up the cheddar dust, I'm like, whoa, look at that. I got a cheddar dip. God damn it. Old cheddar mouth. Woo! Come give cheddar lip a hug, baby. Mwah.
Well, the doctor told me my heart's getting bad and I got to slow down on eating this shit, but he didn't say I had to stop sucking on it. And that's what I'm doing. Just a good old suck when I need one.
Hey, fondue mouth, why don't you take it easy?
Fondue mouth.
Come over and give daddy a queso kiss.
Wait, I was laughing. Did you say come over and give daddy a kiss or a quesadilla?
A queso kiss. Because
I thought you said give daddy a quesadilla.
Well, that's the same
thing. Don't forget the sour cream.
That's right.
Oh, fuck me. This is good stuff. This is why this is important content for those who are watching. Here's why. I have a feeling that we're probably going to be in a depression in a few years. So this is going to be a good way to maintain. You'll be skinny as a rail, but that's real cheap. That's a cheap like Thanksgiving right there when we're all fucking screwed. So it'll be great.
Yeah.
Anybody got any of that beef dip laying around? I've got a can left from last Christmas. Everybody get one pinch, damn it.
One pinch, damn it.
That's a big pinch, damn it. Oh, that's great. Oh shit. Anything I'm trying to think if I've seen anything we briefly talked about it last week, and I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but I still think it's funny. I sent the video, but I saw last week on the show we talked about the Amber Heard pooping in the bed thing during the trial, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and Alex had brought up how she had shit the bed, and funny enough, we actually got to this material before some famous people did, because Chris Rock just is in Europe and he's talking about this now, and he had something to say. Basically, to his point was, you can trust all women except Amber Heard, because anyone who lies about shitting in a bed, you can't trust them about anything. So I thought that was just kind of funny that we got there first. We did it, man. We beat somebody to the punch.
Yeah. Well, he kind of, Will Smith beat him to the punch too. You know what I'm saying?
He deserves. I mean, really. I mean, I don't know why he hasn't. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, he should harvest that material. Like, it's over. I mean, I guess. I mean, I could. If it happened to me and I was selling out shows because people wanted to hear it, I guess I would probably touch on it, because eventually they won't come to see me, and they weren't coming to see me before this happened, and it spiked my ticket numbers. Not to be a jukebox, but I would probably talk about it.
Sure.
I mean, if that's what you came to hear and it happened to me and I'm getting money, I'll take it, whatever.
Right.
But anyway, fuck it. You got anything else?
I don't know if we touched on this last week. I know we talked about Dave Chappelle getting attacked, right? Remember?
Yeah.
And, what's funny about that is he was there when Dave Chappelle got attacked.
He was, and he said something. Didn't he have a clever line, like at the perfect moment? He said I think he said like a perfect line at the perfect moment.
He might have.
Something about Will Smith should have been something along the lines of Will Smith should have been there, or something along the,
Right. I think Chris Rock or Chappelle said, was that Will Smith? Like,
yeah, something like, right.
Is that Will Smith?
I think they tuned that guy up in the back because he went out on a stretcher. Like,
no. You know who fucked him up? He got fucked up. You know who fucked him up?
Some famous people, right?
Buster Rhymes and Jamie Foxx fucked him up. Can you imagine that?
How do you get away with that?
Being like, fuck. Are you serious? God damn it. Being like, Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes are kicking my ass. He's just getting the shit whooped out of you by fucking Busta Rhymes. Like, he's like,
what about that? Let's just talk about people who are getting punched in the face right now. What about the kid that was busting fucking Mike Tyson's balls on a flight? And Mike Tyson turns around and delivers a ham sandwich for a group of 12. Just delivering the business. And no charges were filed, and everybody saw it. Yes.
Dude, that guy was the dumbest one out of all of them. Who does that? Mike Tyson is a fucking. That guy was the scariest person on the planet when he was fighting. Guess what? He's still fucking scary. You wear turtlenecks, you got a high-pitched lisp and a face tattoo. You're terrifying. Like that guy is still scary. Like,
he's not known for self-control. He's a fucking tiger on like off a leash.
Yeah, dude, you're poking a fucking pit bull. Like,
and I'd like to point something out for most people who might not even think like I do, but I do think like this. He was pissed off already before that kid bothered him. How do I know? I'll tell you. Because Mike Tyson's a famous person, or he was the man. Well, if you're paying attention to that video, you'll notice something. He's not sitting in first class.
That's true.
Furthermore, he's in a middle seat. You never fuck with someone in a middle seat, man. I'll whoop your ass. I'm not even good at it. You fuck with me and I'm in the middle seat, it's over. So I thought it's fucking funny. He's literally trying to get like something out of Mike so he can get some clout on the internet. Because why else would you have someone filming it for you?
Right.
And Mike just gave him what he wanted, a true fucking pounding. And he just turned around in that middle seat and just left, right, jab, left. Just went through a workout on his fucking ass.
Dude, and that guy should thank the fucking gods, because Mike Tyson probably gave him like 30%, because that guy, Mike Tyson could kill him like one punch.
Well, I mean, he probably do. I mean, if he was thinking at all, like, he had to get it right. He was on his knees. How often do you fight on your knees and like turned around in a chair? All that was for that idiot's advantage. Like, seriously, Mike's like, let me stand up, let me get my shoulders warmed up. Like, we can do this.
I just don't, it doesn't, because I'm a fan of boxing, I don't know what was in that person's mind to do that. Like,
it's like
Mike
looking
Tyson,
down the barrel of a loaded gun.
Mike Tyson is and was a monster. He's a fucking animal. Like, that guy was vicious in the ring and out of the ring, like, and still to this day, he had a fight a couple of years ago against Roy Jones Jr. and there was glimpses of him in his prime. He looks, I don't know, if I saw him in public, I'd be like, hello, Mr. Tyson, I'm a big fan. I just wanted to say that. Have a good rest of your day. Or maybe I want to say fucking anything, but why would you fucking poke a pit bull? Don't do that. You're going to get what's coming to you if you do that. Just saying.
I was with my friends one time in Hawaii, and we ran upon Shaquille O'Neal, and my buddy was a Bulls fan. And he said, yo, and this was when Shaq was still playing ball. It was 2000. And he went up to him, and he had, I didn't know what an entourage was until I saw this shit, because Shaq's really tall. Right. So he was in a glob of people going up to this new nightclub. And my buddy stopped him. He's like, yo, Shaq, what's up, man? Fucking go Bulls. Jesus fucking Christ. Literally, all this whole crew just looked at us, and it was just like, we're going to fight. And Shaq's like, go easy, man. These idiots are Marines. I could tell by the stupid haircut. And I was like, yep. See you, Shaq. That's what I said. I was like, see you, Shaq. And we just got the fuck on. I was like, come on, man. But my point to all this is the world may truly be ending, but like movie stars, like ever since this, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's me, but last couple of weeks, movie stars are getting away with it. Famous people are getting away with whooping normal people's asses. Ever since, like, everyone thinks, like, it seems like people are like, oh, you can walk up on stage and you can fuck with a comedian now. That's allowed. You can walk on stage and fuck with a performer. You can screw with someone when they're out in public, even though they whoop the shit out of everybody. You could just fuck with them whenever you want to and get away with it. And I like how that door is closing. It's like, wrong. And you're like, yay. See, yeah. I knew better. That's why I was keeping my little fucking mouth shut. Yep. These kids are like, yo, man, I talked to Tyson and he knocked out half my teeth, cost me $50,000, and I have no friends. Like, yeah, there you go, dipshit. Watch it. Famous people, man, don't fuck with them. They got crews and they deserve to whoop your ass if you're teasing them. And I'm on their side.
Mike Tyson he doesn't need it, man. That guy.
Yo, did you see this video of when he was like super, like way back when he was, first whooping people's asses and everybody knew about it? I never saw this before, but I saw this fucking video. I mean, he always had this thing for pigeons, and he's in the city, and he's just like, there's this pile of like this group of pigeons, and they're kind of hard to catch, I think. And he's just like, snatch, and just holding the pigeon there, and just like, I love pigeons. I love them pigeons.
He loves pigeons.
And then he lets one go, and he's like, snap, and grabs another one. I love pigeons. This one's name is Tommy. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And everyone else is like, how do you pick up a pigeon? He just grabbed, like how Rocky would chase, I don't know if you saw Rocky, but he chased down a rooster or a chicken or something. He's standing on a city street, just a pile of shit and pigeons. Just whoosh, here's another one. Oh, there's another one. Yeah. He's like, wow, a guy who can grab a pigeon like that could easily grab your throat.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's the fuck. I mean, he did this for a living.
It's his job. It's literally just delivering ham sandwiches all day long. Like, what the fuck? Yep. He has videos now where he's like, I'm gonna show y'all how you go into the body. You do the 1, 2, and the 1. I'm just like, yes, like he's showing you how to fuck people up. It's great. It's like, this is really neat. He's like a 60, 70-year-old fighter who's like, this is how you destroy someone's skull.
Yeah. He's about
thanks, Mike.
56, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, so celebrities win this round. I love it. Good. Keep striking back, because I'm not stupid enough to fuck with any of these. Not my business. You earned it. I'm gonna shut my mouth. I don't care if you know what I do when I see someone famous? I just double check. I'm like, is that shit? It is.
Yeah.
Or I never know. I have so many people be like, oh, so-and-so was in the airport. You were in the airport. You see him? Like, no. I don't know. I noticed they have a taco joint in the airport now. I thought that was interesting, but I didn't see anybody famous. Like, I don't know.
I see. Here's the thing: is like when I see a famous person that I look up to, like if I ever saw Arnold, I would walk the other way. I don't
Yeah,
want to meet him.
I wouldn't know what to do.
I don't want to meet him because what am I gonna fucking I'm gonna say I'm gonna meet him and then I'm gonna fucking flip out. I'm gonna be like, Mr. Schwarzenegger, fucking I love you. Put little Terminator babies inside me. I love you. Do it. You're my hero. I have you plastered. I have a room dedicated to you. Isn't that fucking creepy? Like I would go bananas, so I just go and I would fucking leave. I'd fucking like a couple months ago, someone that used to work with us or at my work went to go see Bobcat and Dana Gould. They were at a theater near the bar that I work at doing a tour together, and they kind of know both of them or Bobcat, and they were like, hey, can you guys stay open an extra 20 minutes? I could bring them in. And everyone kind of looked at me, my other coworkers, and I was like, if you guys want to, go ahead, but just so you know, especially Bobcat mainly, Bobcat was like someone who I looked up to when I first started doing comedy. I was like, I don't really want to meet him because I know that person that is going to invite them is going to go, oh, well, Alex is a comedian, and then just drop that on the table, and then it's going to be awkward for me and them because they're going to have to be like, oh, I've heard that so many times. Like, oh, you want to talk about comedy? No. I'm like, I don't want. I respect both of you, and I really looked up to Bobcat, but I don't really want to meet you guys. To be honest with you, I don't really want to meet you.
I mean, I think I've met. I can't. Meeting someone famous, I think I've met once or twice. I don't know. And if I did, it didn't change my fucking world, because it's not like you meet. I don't. I guess. I don't know. You're the people. I don't know. They're on fucking TV. They're right there. I can see them whenever I want. What the hell am I going to say to them in public? They weren't planning on meeting me. They don't give a shit. They don't have a speech prepared. The fuck are we going to talk about? I would just nod my head like I do everyone else. I acknowledge you. Hello. That's it. You know? Well, fuck, man. Chino came. That's the biggest thing. Chino came through the line when I was working in a restaurant, and I acted like an idiot. I'm not going to lie, but I never said anything to the man. I was just like, I'm washing dishes and he's a famous rock star. Someone made better decisions than someone else today. Like that was it. And then he drove, and then I was being an idiot and I went outside and just pretended to clean up the dishes that weren't outside. I was bussing tables that weren't dirty because I just want to see where he was going. And he got in his very expensive SUV, went across the street and bought more fucking burritos. And then he went home. And you know what I learned about Chino? He likes fucking burritos. That's it. And if I talked to him, I probably would have learned the same thing. Like, so who cares?
Yeah,
it's neat when you see I guess it's neat to know you share the same air. Or if you go into a record store and someone says, hey man, Chino was just in here signing copies of the record. I'm like, that's awesome. That makes me like to do that much more. Let me get the record. I'll buy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's about, I don't know. I never understood this infatuation with famous people. Fuck. I don't want to be famous because that shit seems exhausting. They have to pretend to want to be on TV.
Yeah.
Or pretend to like your Instagram. You know how much I don't like doing the social media shit. I don't. So could you imagine being famous? I mean, I guess you hire some idiot to do this for you.
Yeah, definitely.
But fuck, no way. So I don't know. I don't get the point. And I don't know. I never. If a famous person came up to me, let's just say you and I, we were doing a set, and someone came with us that we admired and said that was good shit. That would be something. Like that would be like, whoa, fucking so-and-so said I was funny tonight. Awesome. That would be something, but I didn't go fishing for it. I didn't even know they were there. That's never happened to me. It never will. But if you're asking me what would be neat, I'd rather than be like, hey, I caught your shit the other night. You were all right. And you're like, oh, well, thanks, man. I'm just going to go back to the job I hate. See you later. Bye.
Later. Bye. Yeah, exactly.
Have fun out on the road. Do whatever you do. Thanks.
But see, that's the thing. It's like when you're famous and well known, even like in certain circles, you got to pretend to like the people that like you.
Ooh.
And it's like
your fans.
I do that. There's people that like me and I don't like them just on a personal level. Like, and then there's people that I like that probably don't like me. Like, but when you're famous, you got to pretend to like, because you ever hear someone go, oh, I know someone that met this famous person. They're an asshole. I'm like, of course they're an asshole. I'd be an asshole. And they're just people. People are assholes. Other than assholes, people are the only people that could be assholes.
Right.
So, and they're people.
If I met, let's just say, like walking down the street and I ran into Joe Pesci,
Yeah.
just as an example, the only thing I'd want that man to say to me, if he felt he had to say anything, would be something along the lines of "Go fuck yourself." And
Well,
that in
that
my
would be
family, in this neighborhood, is bragging rights. Like,
oh yeah.
Joe Pesci told me to go fuck myself. Me. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Fuck yourself." And I was like, "You got it, Joey." And we were done. That was it. You know, like that's a fucking, and people would believe that. Be like, yo, he saw Tony's big forehead and he's like, "Fuck you." I'm like, yes.
Hey, go fuck yourself and your big forehead.
Oh shit, that's funny. All right, are we
Well, I know I just wanted to leave this up. I know we're about time to talk about music, but there was something that we kind of skipped over last week. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it or not. It's up to you. I know I'm kind of bringing it up. But
No, I know what it is.
it's up to you. I just
Fuck them. Let them wonder. We'll talk
All
about
right.
it some other time.
You get to wonder.
Yeah, you get to wonder. If you're really close to me, then you know that there's been some big news in my close family, and maybe one day I'll talk about it. But Alex knows about it, and half the people that follow this show know about it, so y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, then we don't need to talk about it.
If I ever have a really funny, cute story to share, then that's when I'll bring it up.
Right.
Because I've learned that most people don't give a shit, to be honest with you. And why would they, unless I'm asking them for a new stroller or some shit? Sure. But I do appreciate you bringing it up, because Alex, not to get off, we've been having a funny episode so far, not to get heartfelt, but Alex is always looking out for me, and I like to think I can remember some shit he wants to talk about too. So thanks, dude. I'd appreciate that. But no, man, I'm good. I can't think of anything crazy that I've heard about, or I mean, I did normal bullshit, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, we talk
man.
about.
It was your suggestion for the wheel, so.
Yeah, so we're gonna go back and talk about the music that we had assigned or landed on for last week. For those of you who've ever heard of the Rolling Stones, probably most of you, we listened to the album Exile on Main Street by the Rolling Stones, released in 1972, I believe. And I did pick this one, and as far as why I picked it, I didn't know it very well. I know it was a big album for them, and I wanted a reason. Sometimes I pick music a lot. Actually, I think quite a bit of the time sometimes 50% we pick music we haven't heard yet, and we want to listen to it, so we throw it on the wheel. Right. I wasn't wrong about this record, in my opinion, as far as why I chose it. To me, it's like the Rolling Stones did 50 years of music. If you put your fingertips in there and just tried to make a big scoop, if it was a big pile of sand and you just scooped your hand right down the middle of it, like Exile on Main Street is just a solid Stones record.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of hits.
From the past. It actually does, but not hits. I don't know, like they have a ton of hits in general, so it's not Jumpin' Jack Flash or fucking Paint It Black.
No, but I mean, they got Shine a Light, and then
fucking yeah,
Rocks Off. Like those are two ones that always stuck out to me. Not before I listened to this album, those are the two albums I like kind of associated with the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, so you before you actually sat down and listened to this record, like if you saw this list of songs,
yeah,
before you heard the album, like those are the two that jumped out of you just from general knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Shine a Light,
and then Rocks Off were definitely two ones.
The ones that I knew before we started listening to it were Tumbling Dice and Loving Cup and Shine a Light, but I didn't know Shine a Light very well. I just heard of it.
Oh, really? Okay.
But Tumbling Dice and Loving Cup, at least one of those songs was in a Martin Scorsese movie. Oh, really? On the soundtrack somewhere. But once I got into it, and I was like, oh, this is fucking. It was more like, oh, this is Rocks Off. Oh, this is that song. It was like the grand fucking epiphany.
Right.
Just I don't know. So, what did you think, man?
I think that it has a lot of songs on it.
Does like
18 songs.
it's an hour and 7 minutes long with 18 cuts.
And honestly, I got to be honest, like in my head, like it feels like it should be longer. 18 songs, that's a lot of songs. But I mean,
Well, it
I know
almost feels like a punk album. Like some of the songs are like just 3 minutes. Like
they're quick.
Yeah, they get in and they get out. Like they cut 3 minute songs. That's
I think that's a cool thing about it, is because it's like all the songs are real rock and roll, like, you know, real blues rock and roll, that, you know, what they were known for, having that blues influence. And you know, some of them are short and punchy, and they fit a lot of songs on there. I was kind of surprised when I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, what, 16, 18 songs, motherfucker.
I thought your fuzzy little head was going to explode. I was like, you gave him a long album. Like, okay, it's only an hour of my life. That's good. But that's what they used to. I mean, they still do that, but shit, now that would be a double album. That probably was a double album when it got released. I don't own it, but
it might be. I mean, that's probably why on the streaming service is just that many.
Well, I heard a record can only hold 44 minutes of music.
One record?
Yeah, front, you know, it's like 22 on each side, something like that. So anything over 44 minutes would constitute as a double album. I believe. But so the songs that I got into after I started listening to the album a bunch, I'd have to say Rocks Off, well, then I really, you know, Still Tumbling Dice, Sweet Virginia, I like that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me
Torn
too.
and Frayed, Loving Cup, Happy. I've heard that song before, but that's a fun fucking song, just like very up. Surprised I don't play that at weddings. Let's see here. I just want to Let It Loose. I love that. All down the line. Stop Breaking Down, Shine a Light, Soul Survivor. I like this album, obviously. Like most of the album's great. How about you?
A lot of the same. Sweet Virginia. That's definitely a song that I, as well as the other two that I associated with the Rolling Stones before I heard this album.
Really?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's some blues shit right there. I like that one. Yeah. Well, come on down, Sweet Virginia. Yeah. I love that. Good, sounds like you're drinking whiskey with a bunch of, before they called them dive bars. You know, just the guy with a wooden leg, you know, just sitting there.
A guy with a wooden leg and his friend that has a wooden dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's got an eye patch in there. You're the only one with all your parts, but you're all singing the same song by the end of the night. Come on down, Sweet Virginia.
Oh, my leg fell off. Hold up.
You get the last picture of the night, you're holding it like as a microphone.
Yeah. hey, can you grab my dick? It fell off.
That's a small microphone.
Oh, that's your dick. Here you go.
Here you go, Virginia. Woo!
Yeah, Virginia. Woo! Ha! That's a wooden dick if I've ever had one.
Yeah, but they got like some pirate songs in there. Like I can't help it. Ever since I've seen God damn it, not Keith Richards, the one Keith Richards. Who's the one who played Jack Sparrow's dad? He played in Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't know.
It's Mick Jagger. Yeah, Keith Richards, the guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays Jack Sparrow's dad in like the second or third one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I just think it's fun. I just picture these guys like making pirate music now. I can't help it.
Well, I mean, he definitely Keith Richards, like he looks like a pirate. I mean, they all
he looks the most like a pirate.
Like, old fucking pirate. Like, they all look like they look like they travel in wine barrels, like from different, like from show to show. They don't have fucking tour bus or jets. They all like, all right, Mick, I'll see you in the States, and they climb into their. They get to America, they're like, they're all purple. The only thing that isn't purple is their teeth, which is weird because that's usually how it is.
Oh shit! Travel in wine barrels.
Yeah,
that's fucking funny. And I just watched the that documentary, Shine. What did I say it was? Fuck, now I forgot. Oh well, I don't care. One where they show their tours in the mid '60s and where they end in Altamont, and it wraps around, the whole story wraps around like the death at Altamont. There's actually a birth and 4 deaths at Altamont. For those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, Altamont was not really, but after Woodstock, Altamont was meant to be the West. People were calling it the West Coast Woodstock, a free show in which Jefferson Airplane was on the bill and did play. The Dead was on the bill. I'm not sure if they played or not. And then the Stones they were put on a free show. The venue was last minute. It was a total fuck up, just like Woodstock. The funny thing is the guy who put on Woodstock is the same guy who put on Woodstock '99. He got for Danny's, whatever his name is, I don't care. In any case, same dude. He's the one who's like Mike something was his name, Mike. He's the one who put on all these. He put on Woodstock. He put on Altamont. He put on the later Woodstocks that went to shit. Every show this guy touched was fucked, which is kind of funny. And this one is the one. Altamont is the Stones were the headliners. It is the biggest clusterfuck you've ever seen at a show. Here's the crazy thing is, the Hell's Angels, I don't think they were actually hired for security. They might just became security.
Were there, so
they rode their motorcycles up into the crowd because like there were no gates. They had their motorcycles in the mosh pit. It was crazy. And if they are beating people up, but what are they beating them up with, Tony? I'll tell you. Fucking pool cues, people. And these motorcycles they were riding on, these aren't fat boys with big saddlebags and lots of room. And these aren't pool cues that break down. My point is, they drove from San Francisco out to a fucking racetrack in the middle of nowhere with pool cues in their hands, and no one stopped them. Like driving down there, vroom, 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 and everyone's got a pool cue down the interstate. You know, that doesn't spell danger to you? A bunch of people cracked out with pool cues going to a concert? What the fuck? And they were the ones doing the security. And fucking, I'm sorry, I just can't, this baffles me. The Stones, this is what I'm going to say about the Stones. Amazingly relaxed. Like, obviously doped up on all the drugs there were. They were very hip to what was going on. Their manager at the time was like, he's like, you've got to get these fucking drugs out of these people's hands, mate. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and everyone's doing fucking heroin and you're selling it, mate. And by the end, they'll be so fucked up, it'll be a mess, man. You know what I mean? And I was just like, yes, this guy gets it. He's giving everyone the wrong drugs. This is going to go bad, real fucking bad. And it did. It's crazy. And this isn't funny, and I can't make this funny, but I was always curious. Like Mick Jagger in this documentary, Mick Jagger's like, they're watching the footage from Altamont. And Jagger's like, rewind that for a second. And it's where the actual, there's a stabbing. Dude, Hell's Angel, like you can see him doing it. But it's a gentleman in a green suit. So green suit, you could see the fucker. First, you see the knife coming down, right? And then Jagger's like, well, where's the gun, man? And so he rewinds it. And he's like, it's right there in front of her fucking skirt, mate. And you see it. Dude had a black fucking revolver, a pistol. And I don't know what went on, but that you're watching a murder, man. Like, dude's like, wah, wah. Like he gives him the business, and then they take him out on a fucking whirlybird stretcher. And we're talking one of those whirlybirds from the TV show MASH. You know, like, dude, I just blew my mind. Like, when I saw the helicopter taking off, I was like, because suicide is painless, brings on many chains. This is deep. If you're under 40, you're probably like, what the fuck is Tony talking about? I don't care. A dude got stabbed while the Rolling Stones are playing their mellow music, and they did try to keep it mellow. Got wrenched on. 4 people died, and at least 1 person gave birth at a free concert. And now I know why there are no more free concerts.
Yeah, because well, hey man, at least he giveth and he take away, you know, like someone died, people died, someone came back. Hey, I mean that's pretty good, you know, like 4 people died, 1 person, I mean, population control, you know, that's.
Yeah, but then even God was like, listen, you've got too many people on this planet. I'm taking 4, I'm giving you 1. Okay?
Yeah. I'll be up 3. That's fine. You can have 1. 3 for me, 1 for yeah.
I think it's called. Oh, it's called sorry, I just wanted for me to the movie I just watched, documentary, is the 1970 documentary called Gimme Shelter.
Okay.
It's on HBO Max right now. If you're into this kind of shit, I love that kind of stuff. Raw fucking footage. And also, I mean, it's not much for the music, but they do show other footage, like concerts leading up to it. And when you said traveled in a wine barrel, the reason I thought of this was the Stones land in a big helicopter, and they all
Okay.
get out and they're walking. I mean, there's a sea of people, man. There's no backstage. The backstage is as busy as the front of the stage. There's people on the stage, like sitting on the stage, like holding Jagger's legs damn near. So before all that, they land in the helicopter. They get out of the helicopter. 10 seconds in, someone, I don't know if he said someone punched him. Someone definitely swung their arm at Jagger. You can see it. It's just like, whoosh, and then Jagger's like, what the fuck, and gets hit in the head, and then goes in their little camper trailer until the show starts. So I was like, yeah, wine barrels. He wouldn't have got hit in the fucking head. Could you imagine if they just had wine barrels in there? Just roll them down.
Roll them down.
And then they roll them on stage. They have their guitars ready. They jump out of the wine barrels. They play in the barrels standing, and they're done. It's like some bear show at a pizza joint, and then the show's over. They go back into the barrel.
They go.
Yeah, they roll them away. That's funny, man. I like that. So Keith wouldn't have got hit in the face, is what I'm saying, but that guy still would have got stabbed. But anyway, yeah, the Stones are fucking fun, and I like the Stones because the Stones saw what the Beatles were doing, because the Stones are from England. They saw what the Beatles were doing. And they said, fuck that, we're going to do twice as many drugs and see what we can come up with. So They listened to more strong, like the Beatles were a boy band. Like, the Stones were blues punk before punk. I don't know, what do you want to call it? But
I mean, they're rock and roll. Blues.
Fucking true rock and roll. The Beatles fought for being a boy band to rock. Like that was, but then the Stones were more aggressive, just trying to stay in the mainstream. So I think they met in the middle. Stones are more aggressive. The Beatles are more like just for the women, and the Stones are like, fuck that, this is for everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
But I like the Stones a lot, man. Did you you think this is a record you listen to again on your own?
Oh yeah, well, I've always liked the Rolling Stones.
Right on.
For sure.
Cool.
I like most of them for the most part. I think they're like they're like a quintessential old rock and roll band. That's what they are. They're like the rock and roll blues. They're not hard. It's not like hard rock. It's just
they're chill. Right.
Rock and roll. This album's good because there's a lot to pick from, and I would say all of it to most of it is good. There wasn't a bad song in my opinion.
Right.
I'm sure people could pick one, but it's all good.
I like, the whole album is Rolling Stones. There's nothing that's shit on there in my opinion.
Sweet Virginia is one of my favorite. Rocks Off. It's all like Let It Loose, Rip This Joint, Shine a Light. It's all really great. And something that I like about this and streaming services, after you're done listening to all these songs, it turns on other music that's like it keeps on going. It has the genius mode or whatever it's called. It just keeps on going.
Yeah.
And it just plays like-minded music that's sort of the same thing, Like when I listen to it at work, he keeps on going and plays ZZ Top and Van Halen and a bunch of other bands I really like. So I'm just like, so that's just another bonus thing for me that I like. This album's it's good. It's a good album. It's definitely worth spending an hour and seven minutes of your life listening to. For sure. If you could spare an hour and 7 minutes, I would plug this album in, turn it on.
I was trying to see where I'd read earlier where they said they recorded this. Here it is. This is the band. There's some footage out there I've seen where the Stones actually, after like Altamont and all that shit, they kind of went to France. They went to France and this is where they recorded that record. They went to France and recorded this one. They rented this big ass house. And these guys were, this is when Keith Richards was really heavy into fucking drugs. Like he was at his prime, and Jagger wanted to be a movie star, but they all hung out together in this house and wrote all this shit like in the south of France. They just hung out in the house and wrote all these badass songs and did a shit ton of drugs. I saw this documentary. I was getting high watching it. I was like, how can they release this footage? Like, fuck.
How are they able to?
Hey, mommy, how do I find a vein? Like, fuck, this is rough.
Well, don't eat for a week. Do a lot of coke and.
That's why I love rock and roll documentaries or any documentary about musicians, because it always says like caution. It just lists everything fun you can do in life. You'll see drugs, alcohol, sex, car accidents, someone screwing a midget. Like, it's like, what? This is great.
Yeah. All the fun shit, really.
When we were kids and you watched a movie, it just says rated R, not recommended for kids. It didn't tell you why. Now it's like smoking, punching, farting, fighting, fucking. You're like, oh, cool, all my favorites. I'm gonna watch this one.
Yeah, I threw farting in there.
I got into the letter F.
Rated R might include some farting. People might fart.
Even if it's rated G, they're like, caution.
Caution.
This could be fun, but there's farts involved. Like, what? You didn't tell Timmy there was gonna be farts in this movie. How am I supposed to know? Like, there's farts in life, ma'am.
If he sees people farting, he'll start farting.
All his school needs is a serial farter.
Monkey see, Martin. Monkey, you know what I mean?
Oh my God. Oh, that was fun. Was it good for you too?
Oh, I feel bad.
That was great. I don't know anything else. I can't think of anything else too clever to say about the Stones right now, but I hope, well, I'm sure we'll do another one of their records.
I think it's they're one of the all-time greats. You know, they're been around for a long time. They put out a lot of albums. The drummer just passed away not even a year ago, or whatever. August of 2021. He died. 80 years old. Spent 50 years in the band. You know,
that's
over half his life playing the drums for a famous band. Yeah. So what a life.
Yeah, I don't know about that. No one's gonna say that shit about me when I die.
No one's gonna say that about us, because A, we're not gonna live to be 80. B, well, this is right here. This is our legacy, Tommy.
The only thing that might happen if someone bothers to tell anybody when I die is that I'm a veteran, so they'll come full lip of flag. But by probably the way my luck's been going, by the time I die, people will be like, Grandpop was in the military? Like, get the fuck out of here. Why are they folding a flag? He didn't believe in that shit. Like, shut up, Timmy. That's a joke, by the way, people. I'm allowed to make those. All right, so we're ready to pick our noses, pick some music.
Yeah, we got a wheel.
Fuck yeah, we do. All right, that's when he gets the wheel, it's my cue to go over the list or get ready.
Gotta bag it up.
All right. Let's see here. I keep my poop in a group. All right. So starting with our the first number in the alphabet. Number 1.
Let me find that one. There we go.
The Coco soundtrack. Probably one of the longest things we've had on the list.
It's been here since the beginning.
Yeah, it's got to happen sometime. All right, so Coco soundtrack's number 1. Number 2 is Jefferson Airplane's Surrealistic Pillow. Number 3 we've got as an Open Space at the moment. Number 4 is Primus and their new work, Conspiranoid. Number 5 is Whitey Morgan and the 78s, their album Honky Tonks and Cheap Motels. Number 6 is Billy Joel's album The Stranger. Number 7 is an Open Space. Number 8, real quick. So we've decided to do something, just gonna tell them right now, Alex, since we have it on the wheel. We've decided every once in a while when we can find a good movie music combo that we'll do a movie and the album that we think goes along with it. So this week.
Yeah. And either it will be like a soundtrack in the movie that pairs with each other, or it'll just be like maybe a metal band and a sci-fi slash action movie, something like that. Either it goes together, or we could think, or you could, if you wanted to, you could put it together, type of
Right.
thing.
So we're gonna do our own weird shit like we usually do, but something you guys might like, a little bit more film. So I'm still doing our shit. But in any case, to that point, we'd start out with something kind of easy for anyone who's ever smoked a joint. This will be an obvious one. We're gonna do Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon with The Wizard of Oz. And we're not saying, I'm just saying real quick, not telling you have to watch, to listen to, I don't give a shit. But if you can figure it out and you want to, you could watch both at the same time. We will talk about that. I may try to do it just for the fuck of it, because that's one of the funnest things to do with this, is to watch Dark Side of the Moon with The Wizard of Oz. So if you can work it out, great. But we are going to talk about them independently as well. So I'm not going to, the assignment isn't for you to go buy drugs from your neighbor and then watch both at the same time. That's not the assignment. We're just, yeah. So anyway, number 9, we've got Scars on Broadway, self-titled. And then number 10, we have Meshuggah's album, Immutable.
Immutable. All right.
All right, man. Whenever you're ready.
Give it an old spin. Coco. Oh,
Nope,
4.
not gonna happen. The Primus's album, Conspiranoid.
Conspiranoid. All right. You heard it first here. Here, kids. Primus, Conspiranoid.
And
Correct.
with that being so, well, we'll talk about movie suggestions next week once we have it. Once Alex and I have a little round table about it. I'll just say, yeah, we'll talk about that next week. But if anybody has any music suggestions this week, you know where to do it. The best place to do that would be on our YouTube page under the most recent episode, if you don't mind. I do appreciate it. I'm starting to look at those because I should be doing my shit. So in any case, I'll be looking out for those every week at the bottom of our most current YouTube video in the comments. Have any suggestions, please throw them there, and then we'll mention them and we'll put them on the list. Other than that, you can put them on Instagram. Alex?
Yeah, if you go to Instagram, please direct message us. It's easier that way. And other than that, like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of shit. Love you.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you have fun, because the more we're laughing, the more fun we're having. So hopefully some of that shit trickled over. If you like this, let us know. Have fun. Bye-bye.